Every Star Trek movie and TV prequel ranked worst to best. Star Trek has always looked to the future, but some of its boldest creative choices involve looking back. Prequels in the Star Trek universe offer insight into the early days of Starfleet, the founding of the Federation, and how beloved characters became legends. But not all prequels are created equal. Some have boldly gone straight into fan controversy. Here's every Star Trek movie and TV prequel ranked from worst to best. 6. Star Trek, the motion picture The Kelvin Timeline Prologue. Why it's a prequel. Technically, 2009 Star Trek is a reboot, but its opening scene with the USS Kelvin and James T. Kirk's birth serves as a prequel to both timelines. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek opens with a powerful flashback that kicks off the alternate Kelvin timeline, a creative workaround allowing the franchise to explore younger versions of classic characters. The Kelvin's destruction and the birth of Kirk is dramatic, emotional, and thrilling, but it also signaled a shift toward action-heavy Trek. While the rest of the film moves fast and loose with canon, the prologue is undeniably effective. Still, it's more setup than substance. Highlight: George Kirk's heroic sacrifice sets an emotional tone that the rest of the Kelvin trilogy never quite matches. 5. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 2 and onward. Why it's a prequel. Set before the original series, it follows Captain Pike, Spock, and Number 1 aboard the USS Enterprise. When Strange New Worlds launched, it was heralded as a return to classic episodic storytelling. And while Season 1 leaned into nostalgia, Season 2 went full prequel mode, with young James T. Kirk introduced and Gorn retcons causing canon ripples. Some fans loved it. Others felt it veered too far from established lore. While the cast is strong and the production values excellent, the show occasionally suffers from identity confusion. Is it a prequel or a remix? Highlight: the finale hegemony plants seeds for future Kirk-Spock dynamics, for better or worse. 4. Star Trek, Discovery Seasons 1 and 2. Why it's a prequel. Initially set 10 years before the original series, focus on Michael Burnham, Spock's previously unmentioned foster sister. When Discovery launched, it promised to reinvent Trek for a new era. And it did, by diving into serialized storytelling, experimental visuals, and lots of Klingon lore. Unfortunately, its placement in the timeline raised more questions than answers. Canon-breaking tech like the Spore Drive and Burnham's connection to Spock caused friction among purists. Still, Discovery brought energy, bold ideas, and stunning visuals to the table. It eventually jumped far into the future to escape its own continuity knots. Highlight: Season 2's finale, Such Sweet Sorrow, literally launches the show out of prequel territory. 3. Star Trek, Enterprise Seasons 1 to 3. Why it's a prequel. Set 100 years before Kirk, chronicling the first deep space missions of Starfleet. Enterprise had all the right ingredients for a great prequel: a fresh timeline, a crew of pioneers, and the formative days of the Federation. Unfortunately, it stumbled out of the gate. Seasons 1 and 2 suffered from inconsistent tone and weak villains. But by Season 3, the Xindi arc showed Enterprise had real teeth. Captain Archer's moral struggles and the show's willingness to get darker helped it evolve, though some fans never forgave the early missteps. Highlight: the Vulcan-Andorian conflicts and subtle foreshadowing of the Federation's founding. 2. Star Trek, Enterprise Season 4. Why it's separate. Season 4 embraced full-on prequel storytelling, weaving deep lore into satisfying mini-arcs. After years of searching for its identity, Enterprise struck gold in its fourth and final season. Under new showrunner Manny Coto, the series embraced fan service in the best way. The Mirror Universe return, the founding moments of the Federation, the Augment storyline connecting to Khan, and more. These episodes celebrated Trek history while expanding it intelligently. Season 4 made Enterprise essential viewing for canon fans, just in time to be cancelled. Highlight: the 3-part Demons and Terra Prime arc, which emotionally and thematically sets the stage for the Federation. 1. Star Trek, First Contact. Why it's a prequel. Features the first warp flight by Zefram Cochrane and humanity's first contact with Vulcans, events that happened long before any series. Film is the gold standard for